will change what's in. Ah, ah, ah! You know, the government tells us all the time, the Hillary lady, and the Obama man, and the Huckabee man, and all of them, they all say they're for change. And then when they get in, you know what they change? They change to being in and staying in. And the truth doesn't matter anymore what they said.
But that's the way things are, Drac. You have to understand that. You're just fighting the whole society, and you're getting yourself upset. You don't want to do that because you can die of a heart attack or stroke, but not readily because you're still not human. But when you get to be human, you can do that. You can kill yourself because you're so concerned with what people are doing.
I want you to see what I say, Doctor.
All right. Show the people what you want. This is your time to confess.
Absurdity is in. They go around from one part of the country to the other, and they tell us they want to help us to change. And the only thing that changes is who's in and who's out.
Well, that's true. That's true. I didn't know you were thinking about things like that.
Yes, I think. I feel about what's going on. You know.
You're a very, very understanding person deep down.
Yes. I want you to know, Doctor, what I think. This is what I think. And if you read what I write, if you can understand it, because my handwriting is not as good as yours, which is awful. I can't read the prescriptions for the drugs that you give, and neither can the pharmacist.
Well, those in the field of medicine don't write too well. They try to think more than they can write.
I know. And you know what it says. People are okay if you like the surreal.
You're into things, aren't you, Drac? I didn't know that you were so deep-minded.
Yes, the surreal, Doctor. The surreal. You look at people, and they almost look human. They almost look human.
Yes, well, people try to be other than themselves. That's what they're trained to be. They grow up that way. They learn that from the school system. Just don't be yourself.
I know. I know. But it isn't right.
Dracula. A lot of things aren't right, but that's what's in. You have to understand what's in. And if you don't want to understand what's in, you're going to be out.
I want to show you some of my cartoons, Doctor, because I want you to understand I feel, and I feel about what goes on. This is one that people should know. It concerns the front office. I don't know if they can get it.
Well, show it and let's see if it works, okay? If you can, folks, if you can read it, then Drac almost writes like I do. It's not all that clear. You want to read it to the folks, Drac?
Yes, I'll read it to them. I'm going to read it to the folks, and this is what it says. If you want to stay ahead, keep your head on welded tightly, because people, being people, always want to remove your head. Ah, ah, ah! And all, Doctor, I want is a little bite.
Drac, now remember, you got a bad habit. It's just a habit. It's not more. They tell you it's a disease. It's a bad habit. It's a disease, but it's a bad habit, and you can break it. I don't want you to be down on things and so forth. Welding your head on and so forth to keep your head. Drac, that's a downer.
I know. But if you don't watch yourself, your head will be removed before you even know it's gone. I want you to see what I think of going on.
Okay, go on. Show the people what you're cartooning. I think it's your confession time.
You know what it says?
Well, it's hard to read you. You want to turn it around and read it for the audience?
All right. My gimmick is to keep one eye in place and the eye out, the other one. I show it again. My idea, keep one eye in and the other out.
Drac, you have a sense of the whimsy.
Whimsy. I am whimsy?
Well, I don't believe most people will understand what you're saying.
Well, you understand me more than I care to tell people.
Yes, I understand you.
I want you to know, Doctor, what I think.
Is that what you think, Drac? Is that what you really think?
Yes. The day gets to me, you know.
Drac, the day gets to nearly everybody. When they go through the day, Dracula, they're not themselves. When they get home, they can let their hair down if they have any left, because they most often pull out their hair seeing what's going on. The office crowd, the front office, does it to us all. You know, I'm in one of those things called an HMO. That's how you're being covered, Drac. And they have administration activity that I don't have any hair left. I pulled it out.
I know that, Doctor. And how old are you?
I'm only 28.
28? And you're a psychiatrist?
Well, I was bright. I learned how to use the system, and I got through very early.
That's funny, you learned to use the system. Yes. If you want to make it today, you have to play the game.
No, you don't have to play the game, but you want to get on base.
Yes, that's funny. And you want to hit a home run.
Yes,
they talk about steroids today in baseball and all the sports, and nobody is taking the steroids, but everybody is on them, I hear.
Yeah, well, that's the way society is. People want to get on with their lives.
I know that. I want to find myself. I want to be authentic to myself. I don't want to be a fly at night.
Drac, cut it back. You don't have to get emotional.
I'm not emotional. I am myself.
People get very emotional. Their whole life is based on emotion, not logic and reason. Like we in psychiatry, we are the reasonable people. We study the id by the odd.
What do you mean by that?
Oh, we get into the field because we're a little odd ourselves, so we like to study the id. Your id is important to me.
Well, that's nice, Doctor. I want you to know what I think. And what I think, if I may tell you.
You go ahead and tell me.
People scare me.
People scare you?
Yes. You never know what they're going to do.
Yes, that's true. That's very true.
One moment they're your friend, and the next moment they want to remove your head because you said something.
Well, you can't tell the truth, Drac. That's only realistic. That's what people are all about. They all want to get on. They want to be together with other people, so they all lie. It's called hypocrisy, but it gets by. If they didn't lie, Drac, the whole society would come falling down.
I know, but I want to be true to myself. I don't care about society.
Drac, don't say that. Don't say you don't care about what goes on. There are people who care. There are people who care, and I want you to be one of them.
I know. I care. I ran into a young man, a doctor, a voice doctor, who helps people to find their voice because they lost it. They have what is called a strangled voice.
What does it sound like?
That, oh, like that. They have a strangled voice, and the medical people say they can't get better. It's incurable.
Well, if it's incurable, it's incurable.
No, because there's money involved. They do 4 to 10 Botox shots each year, every year for life. They make $500 to $1,000 to $2,000, $3,000, $4,000. It takes them 5, 10 seconds, a minute to 2. Quite often, it's a very good living. Maybe I should go into it.
Well, you know, we all try to do our best.
I know they do their best. They put money on the table.
You mean food on the table?
No, they put money on the table, and that buys the food.
Oh, I didn't think about it that way. That's a unique way. They don't put food on the table, they put money on the table.
Yes. And then, when a young man comes along and reports cures of a hopeless problem that the medics and the drug companies say is incurable, you know what they do to him?
No, I don't even know who he is.
They remove his head. I see it all the time. Or they don't do it physically. They do it metaphorically.
Drac, the more I have you as a patient, the more I understand that you're very deep-seated.
Yes, I've been around for years. I know how to think. I just live by the seat of my pants. I'm emotional.
Well, that's what we're going to try to see if we can straighten out.
And the food. You can't tell whose food is what.
Yeah, that's true.
Everything is polluted. The mind, the air, the food, everything are images. We are run by images.
Yeah, we are. So what's new?
We're all human.
Are you saying you're human?
We're all human, but I am trying to become more of a human being than what is in.
Well, that's a good policy.
You know, people scare me.
Well, they scare me too. I hear what they're doing.
You know, my doctor tells me I have high cholesterol.
Yeah, well, that's in now. You can suffer a stroke or a heart attack and all that.
Yes, but I'm not there yet.
What do you mean you're not there yet?
Well, if I'm not all human, I can get by. But everything now, all these people are told, don't eat this, don't eat that, don't say this, don't say that.
Well, that's the way it is.
We live, you live, doctor, in the don't society. Don't do this, don't do that.
Yes, that's true. We live in the don't society.
Doctor, I want to be true to myself.
Drac, they're going to think you're crazy. There's no room for people being true to themselves. That's dated.
I understand, but I want to be true to myself. I want to be a man.
Dracula, there's no room for people like you.
I know that. I know that. What will I do?
Well, Drac, go on the tour. Go on your tour. I'll meet with you next week.
Yes. Thank you, doctor. Thank you.